Okay, folks, it's turn 71. I retook the Great Woods with were-hyenas. I besieged the fortress of Florian. I can hardly believe this has been allowed to carry on so long, but okay. And I recaptured Droigar with were-hyenas. In Urfel, I lost some blood slaves to Bogus and his fellow adventurers. In Snowford, I was attacked by a Troll King, and beat him, because Snowford happened to be where this little stack was sitting. And this poor Troll King just did not know what he was getting himself into. I did have my 3 surviving war lions retreat, but oh well. So we've started to destroy the gate at Florian, which is kind of cool. I lost another scout to the Avites. Interestingly, it looks like nobody was patrolling, so I guess it was just province defense. I mean, this is actually a relatively high amount of province defense. Hinnom does not get 1 unit per point of province defense because their units are giants, so there's that. So, this turn I'm kind of pulling people back into the capital, except these were-hyenas are going down here to liberate the glimmering fields, glimmering fields, to get me a little bit more income. Everybody's just kind of researching and preaching and stuff this turn. I'm trying to get my thaumaturgy up so that I can get Plague, which is a really, really powerful death spell for combat use. I don't know if I'm going to reach it before somebody finally comes and kills me, but Plague is very, very effective. Doesn't hurt the undead, though. Have to keep that in mind. And I'm shifting some more troops up this way. That's about all that I'm doing this turn. There was a battle in Bountiful Land. Is continuing to raid with their Bane Lords. Or, well, counter-raid. They're taking their own territory back. I'm really not sure who exactly is winning, or if there's much fighting going on. I think at this point, I mean, is besieging this fort. But I think that's actually a force that was here and is kind of making its way out. And I think at this point people are starting to go into turtle mode to try to defend their thrones. Because, of course, like this stack, for example, this stack seems like it's either a turtle stack or it's someone coming to kill me, which, fair enough, that's what I would do. But, when the Cataclysm comes, of course, everyone will want to be camped on their thrones with huge armies, and it'll basically turn into a competition of who can survive Doom Horrors the longest. So, that's what this is about. That's what this and this are about. Presumably there's a monster stack here, but I can't see it. That's why there's a stack of summons and mages right here, and more troops that look like they're probably coming to join them. I don't know. But, yeah, so once again, short turn, not much going on right now. We're just kind of waiting to die. But we're not going gently into that good night. We're building up our fire gems and our death gems. We're gonna give it the old college try. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in turn 27. I'm sorry, 72. Very different from turn 27. Turn 27 was a different time. A brighter, more hopeful time. A moment of silence. Alright, that's long enough. See you next time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is turn 72, year 6 of the Ascension Wars, and this might be nearly the end. We have an army of 700 marching towards our capital. This is partially an army that was here in Fairy Forest, I'm sure. We can look at the battle where they conquered this province. They have 300 long dead, 100 long dead Rephites, a Sea King with his court, 20 Wyverns, a bunch of random infantry, including a number of dust walkers and warriors, 1 Aha, or Acha, for healing, 8 Amis, 1 Avite commander, 2 Baals, a Lich, and of course the Sea King, as well as a Dust King, and 3 Mound Kings and 1 Avite commander. So, a potent force. A little bit light on mages, possibly, but potent, definitely. We can see here they just covered the whole battlefield. These Baals are carrying Fire Najar and Flame Helmet for him. He is carrying, the Banner of the Northern Star, so he increases the power of all Astral Mages. And some other gear, including the Climb of Pearls, which gives him temporary Astral Gems. And his Amis, he's got Air, Astral, Astral, Earth, Astral, Astral, Air, Air, okay. Very, very heavy on the Astral. So, he's got huge swarms of chaff here. He's got the trolls. He's got a big block of wyverns in the back. The Sea King is carrying a number of water gems, plus a water lens that gives him a temporary water gem. And, yeah, and they have Light of the Northern Star automatically cast. So, of course, they rolled right over my province defense here with no problem whatsoever. I certainly cannot count on this being their script. Holy crap. I think those casualties were entirely friendly fire up. They killed 2 of their own Mound Kings. Yeah, I got 0 kills, and these kills add up to more than that. So yeah, they wiped out 2 of their own Mound Kings. That might actually be a problem. I don't know if he has enough. He has enough leadership, obviously. If nothing else, well, yeah, the Lich has 200 undead leadership, and the Baals don't. The Baals have very little undead leadership. Actually, I'm wondering about that, because I count 280 undead leadership remaining, and he's got... that would be hilarious if he's actually destroyed his own undead leadership. I would love that. That'd be really funny. Because he's got 450. There must be some... Oh, I'm not counting the Dust King, who has 80. Still, 280, and then 3 times 80 is 240. I think he has enough. I think he still has enough. Anyway, they're marching towards me, and it looks like they mean to destroy me. This army is finally taking this fort in Urfel. So, there's no point trying to hold out for Well of Misery, because I'm not going to get it. I have to win this battle. Or just die. If I die in a climactic battle against this force, I'll die happy. And if I lose my capital, I'll end the game there. I'll go AI. So, I'm casting the Dome of Flaming Death to help prevent him from casting spells at me. I'm summoning a King of Elemental Fire. I'm also summoning a Flame Spirit. That's all my fire gems. I'm summoning a Spectre over here, a Spectral Mage, and another Spectre there to get me some extra paths that I might be able to use to pull off some crazy shenanigans. Who knows? Funny Guy is just researching, because I don't really have the gems to do a big summon with him. Actually, what I will do, though, is with him, I will manifest Vitriol so that I can have another green lion, because green lions are pretty great, and having 2 or 3 more of them would be fantastic by the time this army walks up to my doorstep. So, on the next turn, I anticipate he'll move here or here, and then he will attack me in Machakan. My fortification will instantly be breached, so the turn after that, we will fight the battle, because his siege strength is something ludicrous here. Actually, probably not as high as I'm thinking, because all these undead are mindless and so contribute... Well, no, they contribute little siege defense. They still contribute full siege strength to tearing down walls. So yeah, that's the news this turn. Other battles, I took Glimmering Fields back. Urfel was, of course, besieged. In the Silver Woods, I got a lab, which is a hilariously great event, except it's happening up here in the Silver Woods, where I can't reach, and that isn't connected to me at all, because it's part of this tiny little, like, group of lands that nobody has bothered to conquer. And a deathmatch competition is scheduled in the arena. And you know what? Well, nah, I don't have anybody I want to send. I'll just let it be. And we will... I know this is a short episode, but next episode is going to be relatively long because it will be focused on battle scripting. In fact, I may come out of my fort. I might do it. It would earn me 1 more turn to stay in the fort, but I might just attack into this army and see if I can destroy it in the open field. Because I think it would be good to go out with a bang. After this battle, I'm just gonna concede defeat, go AI, I think, because definitely there's no way I'm coming out of this. But if I can destroy this army, then I can at least go out with my head held high. And if I get destroyed by this army, okay. I don't know what. 100 enemy units, mainly armies. Wow. How close are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They couldn't cloud trapeze onto me, so okay. And he's spamming out huge numbers of Enkiu slaves in his forts here. Okay, interesting. Well, in any case, That is the turn, to be fully honest. He's recruiting a lot of green lions over here, plenty of imps there, got some wraith lords and such there, but none of that's really relevant to me. All that matters is this army. This will be the final confrontation, the clash between skeletons and pygmies, between Baals and Buddhas, between Troll King and Fire Queen, or Lion Queens. It'll be great. So, I'll see you in turn 73. Alright folks, we are nearly at the end. It is turn 73, and the stack is coming. Now, something hilarious that happened that let me show you. Let me look at the messages here. See, there was a battle in the Two Woods. Notice how this Lich died? That is providing 200 undead leadership to this army? Yeah, just watch. Here's what happened. So Hinnom is attacking me, right? He's already got the Light of the Northern Star up from his shield. Here's my pitiful little province defense. Over on this side, he's a little bit hard to see, but there is the Lich, who is, of course, susceptible to fire, because he's a Lich. And here, standing next to him, is Spittle the Dust King with his heat aura in the same square. This is the same thing that burned the Mound Kings to death last fight this army was in. Al-Gulad, we all make mistakes. Al-Gulad moved the bodyguards, the Dust Walkers, down here, because they all have a heat aura too, but he forgot to move the Dust King himself. And so the battle begins, and immediately the Lich is on fire. Just rot flesh is instantly set aflame by his compatriot. He's casting Invulnerability, but Invulnerability does not actually save you from fire. So they're spamming all kinds of cool spells. The battle ends, and Rotflesh burns to death. I'm sorry, I'm just, it's funny. I'm not criticizing you, Al-Gulad. I've done dumber stuff. But, yeah, so there goes 200 more undead leadership. Now, if you count up the surviving undead leadership, the Dust King has 80, this Mound King has 80, and the Baal has, his Baals have 10 each. That comes up to 180, which I think is going to mean he has to abandon some of his skeletons. Because he has like 400 skeletons in this army. He has like 300 undead in this army, and they all require undead leadership. So I think he's going to have to leave about 100 of them behind. He already had to leave a whole bunch behind here in Droigar, so... This is my master plan, people. I'm just waiting for Al-Gulad to murder all of his own undead leadership, so most of this army can't even attack me. I'm sorry. I'm better now. I promise. I'm fine. So, I'm not really doing anything. I'm just waiting for the onslaught. I'm summoning fire snakes. I'm casting a few spells. I'm summoning long dead horsemen. Just kind of bulking up my castle. When they arrive, I'll check to see how long it's going to take them to bust down the walls. And if it's going to take a while, I'm just going to sally. I'm just going to attack them. I have this lady hiding here. They shouldn't have seen her. So hopefully he will try to mind hunt me and end up getting a bunch of his mages feeble-minded. That would be delicious. I would love that. And I'm also getting these guys all into the fort to help with skeleton spam and stuff like that. All of these guys, unfortunately, some of them can make it, some of them are too slow. This lady's gonna make it, but all the old men here are just kind of stumping along on their stumpy old man legs. They're not gonna make it. I left Quell in here to keep besieging this fort for one turn, just as an upraised middle finger towards Baratos. He's gonna go over here, grab me an extra gem or two. Maybe he can do something productive with it, maybe not. And then next turn I'll have all the gems I need to stage a violent and explosive last stand. So, that is the thing and the whole of the thing. A couple of Bane Lords still raiding over here in Molaton. Deathmatch competition taking place. There was no contestants. Nobody even bothered to send anybody to the arena. And if there's no one in the arena, it decreases Dominion across the world, which is kind of interesting. And I was attacked by a ghost, but he was murdered by a Hyena Clan Witch Doctor, because ghosts attacking Death Mages always goes badly for them. The Death Mages just, in this case, he buffed himself up, pointlessly, and then he just casts Dust to Dust, and boom, ghost dead. So, that is turn 73. I'll see you in turn 74, where I believe I will be under siege, and the last stand of Funny Guy will commence. Take care until then. Okay, it is turn 74, and I am frankly disappointed. I thought Algulob was going to come in here and try and beat me up and do all kinds of nasty things to me. Instead, look at this. He's moved his army back, and he's moved this secondary force of entirely skeletons commanded by one lich up into the two woods. What kind of bullshit is this? What is he? Is he like holding back, waiting for me to do something? Because that's bullshit. As you can see, I am sitting here just ready for him, just gagging for the chance to fight my stack against his stack, mano a mano, man to man, just you and me and our respective huge armies. And what do I get? Nothing. 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 Anyway, literally nothing. Nothing has happened except my summons that I cast. I took Foensure, and I got a couple of random events. But beyond that, nothing has happened. So, Quellen here is just going to come join the party. I'm going to move all my sages in here so that I can put up some vague semblance of resistance. Research-wise, am I going to reach anything else in research? Shockingly, yes. I'm about to get Thaumaturgy level 7, which gives me Plague. So, oh baby. Oh baby. It won't actually be useful because he doesn't have... Almost all of his troops are undead. But, I mean, it's just hilarious that he let me get this far. If he lets me get further, I'll get Black Death, and then I'll start casting Black Death on him, just to urge him to come and kill me. But yeah, I'll have Plague. I mean, like I said, his whole army here, both of his armies here are just undead. So, what's going to happen is, we're going to slam our armies together. I'm going to be spamming anti-undead spells from all my many, many, many death mages. And also, I'm out of resources. Wow, that's stunningly... Wow. That sure is something. War Lions. War Lions don't require resources. Oh, out of money. There we go. Perfect. The perfect recruitment. In terms of summoning, I guess I'll summon another, I'll summon another one of them. I will summon more fire snakes. Antrax, you're fire 6, right? You're fire 5. Actually, give him the fire boosters. Give him fire boosters. And didn't I also have a... staff? What's my treasure tree? Yeah, I have a staff of elemental mastery here that I can give him. We'll give him that, and then we'll give Antrax, who is 4. You're 5. You already have a skull of fire. Do I have any other fire boosters? Do I have another flame helmet? Nope. Okay, we're just gonna keep summoning more fire stuff, I guess, because I have lots of fire gems. I have almost enough to summon the second king of elemental fire. If I wait one turn, I can. That would be kind of hilarious. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should have the 2 kings of elemental fire and the king of bane fires and just gear them out. Like, make them thuggy. Make them thuggy boys. They don't have any protection is the thing, so they need armor. Antrax. Yeah, I mean, let's forge armor for him. Like, I could forge marble armor or armor of knights. Armor of knights is kind of the basic, just here, have some protection choice. Katibu. You can actually forge the armor of souls if I had the blood slaves for it, which gives him magic resistance. And since he has astral magic, that would probably be a good idea. But let's just be real basic. I'm feeling pretty basic bitchy right at the moment. I've got 12 blood slaves. I could forge a black... I could forge a black heart. I'm so tempted. You have no idea how tempted I am to forge a black heart and put it on Antrax and turn him into an assassin. I could do that. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. We're gonna forge a black heart. And then we need another shade mail. Okay, Katibu, so you don't need a hammer for forging a black heart. So let's get Kwanzaa here. What does a Shade Mail cost me? 10 Death Gems and 5 Earth Gems? I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I have so many hammers you don't even know. Let's do a little bit of alchemy. We're going to need a few more Death Gems. Just convert all my Astral Pearls into Death and Earth Gems. You forge me a Shade Mail Halbergon. What else will Anthrax need to be an effective assassin? He's got a Skull of Fire, which he won't need. Actually, assassinating somebody by summoning a crap ton of living fires is completely viable. That's like absolutely a decent way to do it, if they're not extremely fire resistant. Unfortunately, I think pretty much his whole army is going to be fire resistant, except the Liches. The Liches are not fire resistant, but instead, I think what I need is, I need to take Kipanga's, what do we need? We could use a bottle of living water, maybe? Yeah, let's give Anthrax a bottle of living water. And then, let's give him... What else does he need? He could use a weapon, probably, or he could use, or I could just give him a skull staff and turn him into a super death mage assassin. Oh, I mean, I've got to try. I'm sorry. I have the option to do this, so I have to do it. Like, it's not like there's anything else for me to do at this point. I might as well just have fun with it. You, first of all, should summon more fire snakes, because you can do that really efficiently. And you should also summon some fire snakes. That leaves me 17 fire gems to forge things with, if I want to forge things. So let's get Ubaya, give him a hammer, and he will forge... Let's forge a shield, shall we? Let's forge the lantern shield. That gives me 3 corpse candles. I don't have the death gems for it. Oh, I need more death gems. Okay, let's alchemize some more death gems. I don't really need many water gems or air gems right now. Let's get some death gems going on. Forge me a lantern shield, please. And then Anthrax he'll go into the assassination and, I mean, screw it, he'll just cast Banefire probably. Oh, I should have kept the air gems. I should have kept the air gems, because then I could forge him the Eye of Aiming, which gives him +8 precision, which would mean he wouldn't miss with his Banefire. Screw it. I'm already in for a penny, in for a pound. We're doing it. We are going to make Anthrax. We are going to make Anthrax the consummate assassin. The assassin of legend. He is going to be so freaking assassiny. It will be absurd. Water elementals are resistant to fire, right? Water elementals must be resistant to fire. They've got to be. There's no way they're not. It wouldn't make any sense if they weren't. So, yeah, we're going to make Anthrax the assassin of legend here. He'll have the black heart. He'll have... What else does he need? What else does he need? He needs armor, and he needs elemental resistance. So, let's forge him the elemental armor that protects you from heat, cold, and lightning. And then he needs... Oh, I just alchemized all my nature gems. Man, I'm bad at forward planning. I'm dumb, because what he needs also is he needs... He doesn't need that. He needs a ring of regeneration. I'm going to talk to I'm going to try to buy a ring of regeneration from because... And I'm going to tell him exactly what I'm using it for. I'm just going to see if I can get him to give me a ring of regeneration for something. I'm sure I can. Assuming he sees the message before the turn fires. But he's got this for... Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he's moving back. Oh, come on, why are you, like, ruining my fun here? If they leave me alone, for a few more turns, I am also going to turn Pyroflogos into an assassin. I am literally going to summon the other... I'm going to summon... You know what? Don't summon fire snakes. Don't summon fire snakes. Just save the fire gems. I will summon Ruax, the other king of elemental fire, and I will turn him into an assassin. I will give them all black hearts. I have 3 blood slaves per month, and I'm not afraid to use them. I'm going to have giant flaming dudes just sneaking around the place, all stealthy-like, jumping on people and assassinating the hell out of them. That's what you get. If you leave me alone, if you don't actually finish me off when you have the... Oh, don't do that. If you don't finish me off when you have the opportunity, that's what you freaking get. Assassinated by the King of Elemental Fire. That's what. I'm gonna research Pillar of Fire. What else can the Kings of Elemental Fire cast? They can't cast Magma Eruption. They can't cast Volcanic Eruption. They can cast Flamestorm. Yeah, after Thaumaturgy 7, see if we can hit Evocation level 8. You think I'm joking. I am absolutely not joking about this. This is happening. This is going on right now. We are gonna burn this place down. I don't need elemental armor. He already has resistances. Just give him an armor of knights. The only resistance he needs is lightning resistance. Shock resistance. Shock resist. I do still have 5 air gems. So the Ring of Tamed Lightning, or what's the thing? There's a thing that gives you more shock resistance than that, isn't there? I mean, I know the armor does, but I don't really want to wear the armor. Well, give him a Ring of Tamed Lightning. That'll help. That'll be 15 shock resist. And that will be enough to help against anything short of Thunder Strikes. But yeah, we're gonna freaking do this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good old fucking time. Alright, that's turn 74. I will update this video if and when I persuade to sell me some regeneration, in which case I'll ditch the bottle of living water. And, because with Ethereal Protection 20-something from the Armor of Knights, he'll need a helmet. He will need a helmet. I could give him a winged helmet just to kind of add insult to injury, but I won't do that. That's too inefficient for me to stomach. Horror helmet? Nah, that costs death gems. Dragon helmet is a classic. Gives him dark vision, plus even more fire resistance and 22 head protection. Crown of Bones doesn't help. Crown of the Titans is hilarious, but doesn't help. Iron Face. If I could manage to give him an Iron Face. I don't have the Earth Gems for it. We'll stick with a Dragon Helmet for now. That'll kick his protection up really high. So the combination of over 20 protection plus Ethereal, plus the Banefire Shield will basically mean nobody can kill him in melee. Of course, that's not the real threat. The real threat is magic. What I would like to do to mitigate that would be... Unfortunately, so many of these things take miscellaneous slots, because what he needs is a Lodestone Amulet or a Crown of Lead, but he needs Head Prot. Ignore that. That was my phone falling down. Doesn't matter. Or Mirror Armor. But Mirror Armor takes a cross path that I don't have. Forge him a Lodestone Amulet for now. I'm thinking it'll end up being Lodestone Amulet, Ring of Tamed Lightning. And then his strategy in assassinations will just be to show up and murder you with fire before you can, with Banefire before you can do anything. Oh no, because the Eye of Aiming is also going to take a slot. So it's going to have to be Eye of Aiming, Ring of Tamed Lightning. And then everything else has to come from the armor. Actually, okay, so it's not going to be the Armor of Knights. We are going to forge the armor of the Elemental Armor. Then we won't need the Ring of Tamed Lightning. Instead, and that'll free up a slot, so we can give him... Oh, shit, that's right, the Black Heart takes up a slot. And the Elemental Armor doesn't count because he already has to wear the Shade Mail. So it has to be Black Heart, Shade Mail. He has the Lantern Shield. What air shields can be forged? None of them. Vine shield is the classic because it entangles attackers, but I don't have nature. So it'll have to be the lantern shield. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, he's gonna be missing some resists, I think. But that's fine. You know what? You know what? Well, Firestorm won't hurt them much. Yeah, because most of their army is fire resistant. So Firestorm wouldn't really help my case. I'm almost tempted to just send Funny Guy in. Well, he doesn't have enough water. What I was about to say is I'm almost tempted to send Funny Guy in, scripted to cast Acid Storm and retreat. Just to fuck him up. Nah, we'll stick with what we've got. So we've got the Black Heart. Lodestone Amulet. Elemental Armor. He's going to have the Lantern Shield. And then he'll have... What else? He can't wear shoes because he has no feet. He's just fire. He'll have a dragon helmet. Actually, oh no. No. There's a helmet that gives shock resist, isn't there? No, the spirit helmet casts a lightning bolt automatically. I could give him a horned helmet for an extra attack, but he's never going to be in melee. Ice helmet, real basic. Water doesn't have any great armors. Does have boots of quickness. They cost 10 water gems. I could always do this. I could always just forge Bane Venom Charms and send people out to use them, but frankly, I have a principled objection to Bane Venom Charms. I think they suck, and people who use them suck. Yes, if you use Bane Venom Charms, I'm talking to you. You suck. So I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to do that. That just seems like shitting up the game to me. For all that the game, from my perspective, is basically over. But in any case, that's going to be my turn 74. I'll talk to y'all later. We'll see in turn 75. Why am I alive to see turn 75? I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Take care. Alright, it's turn 75, and the dumbest assassin is as complete as he's going to get right now. He has a lantern shield to spawn 3 corpse candles to distract people. He has a dragon helmet to give him extra armor. He has the Shade Mail Halberdian to make him stealthy. He has the Eye of Aiming to make him accurate. He has the Black Heart to make him an assassin. And of course, he ends up with Protection 15 on an Ethereal Chassis with Magic Resistance 18, which is not super tough. For assassination purposes, he is scripted to just cast Banefire. With Precision 16, he's very likely to hit with it, and it will pretty much instantly kill anybody who's not either immune to it or just inordinately huge. It really bugs me that I can't drag that down. But if we look at Banefire, it's just a huge amount of armor-piercing damage, and then it has a decay effect, which is the decaying does not affect... I don't believe it affects undead? Question mark. Decay does damage now, which it didn't in Dominions 4. Otherwise, it just ages people. So the decay isn't very important. The fact that it's 55 plus armor-piercing damage with 45 range, that's what's important. With Precision 16, like I said, he's very likely to hit people with it, and it should kill pretty much anybody in maybe 2 hits, while his corpse candles keep people distracted and prevent them from focusing on him. So Andrax is sneaking out to cause havoc. He is taking with him a Crystal Sorceress, Ramatophone, who will help protect him from being mind hunted to a limited extent. He can still be mind hunted. Now, his magic resistance is pretty high, so his odds of being killed by it are low, but could still happen. He does have spellcasting encumbrance, largely because this heart gives him a chest wound, which increases his encumbrance and lowers his strength. But basically, he doesn't need strength where he's going, and his strength is already really high anyway. And the encumbrance will, well, in an actual battle, he would cast Soul Vortex and Phoenix Pyre, and then roll into battle and regenerate himself off the blood of his enemies. Except an army like this, which is entirely long dead, he wouldn't be able to soul vortex his way through them. But I have lots of battlefield clears. Like I said, I'm pretty much just waiting for somebody to come and attack me. If Algulad won't do it, then I will probably just go AI, to be honest. Basically, this game isn't going anywhere for me, and so I have kind of lost interest in it. I do want to see if I can get one last apocalyptic battle where I throw a whole bunch of fire and death magic and wipe the field, wipe out the enemy army. It would be really nice if I could pull that off just once. So, we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I'm just going to amuse myself by sneaking out with Anthrax and his little buddy, and seeing if I can murder some fools. So, that's the entirety of the turn. In messages, this was the interesting one. The battle in Moliton. So that was this fort here. Where has a huge army, and Hinnom has a huge army, and the two of them slapped into each other. So we've got a storm up, we've got Light of the Northern Star, I'm not sure on whose part. Has a big ol' army here, with a couple of NCs and a bunch of Gudus and some Ishibs and all kinds of decent magic, although not a huge amount of magic. Not a huge amount. He has his two Bane Lords, one equipped with dual Axes of Hate, which is one of the classic anti-thug weapons, and one both equipped with dual Axes of Hate, actually, and a back line of Mushushus, which are Tramplers, and then he has the third, this Bane Lord, the one who killed the Melkart, I believe, with the Boots of Quickness and the dual Serpent Krisses. On Hinnom's side, he has a whole passel of undead. He has a front line of Rephite warriors, which you do not see very often. Rephite warriors are basically Ashdod's Anakites, except they're a lot like Sheshai Anakites, except they don't berserk. And they have, I think, slightly higher base stats. Actually, I think their base stats are pretty much exactly the same. But they're worse because they eat more food, they kill population, and they cause a lot of unrest. Like, unrest racks up really, really quickly with these guys. So, they're not good, because they're like Anakites, but with a whole bunch of extra debuffs, and on a nation that has a harder time in general. He has one Melkart back here, Chelbis, who is a hero with heroic endurance, which makes him just atrocious. He also has a whole bunch of magic. He's got a Dust Priest with Astral and Death. He's got a whole bunch of armies. He's got another Dust Priest there with Astral and Death. He's got a Sleeper. Bunch more armies. He has a Baal with Astral and Blood. And another Baal with Fire and Blood. Another Baal with Fire and Blood. Just tons and tons of magic. He's got a Vine Ogre. I think he has a Vine King in here somewhere. I know he has a Troll King. So, yeah, tons and tons of magic about to go down, but a lot of Rephite warriors, like really a lot of them. He's pumped out a ton of those things, which is highly unusual. You do not normally see that from Hinnom. And of course he has a Dust King and all of his Dust Warriors up front, as well as all of his undead. And a bunch of Drakes, actually. He's summoned a number of Drakes. Interesting. So, lots of buffs happening. Somebody is casting Rush of Strength. That, I think, is Nether Darts. So we've got the Natural Storm, we have Relief and Howl, both thrown down. It looks like Relief was on Hinnom's side, actually. That's funny. I would have expected it to be from We've got Heat from Hell dropped. And whoa, that's a lot of Blade Wind. That is a lot of Blade Wind. We've got some Cleansing Water going down, more Nether Bolts, just a ton of battle magic flying in all directions. But these Urgard and Enki's Chosen are getting, lots of Thunderstrike as well. He summoned some Fire Elementals. We're getting the Fire Drake sending some fire flying through enemy lines. The Mushushus are going in, trying to trample, but they can't get through their own people. Amarapi, the Melkart, who I missed earlier, is now in combat with, it looks like, this Bane Lord. Oh, and he cast Doom, or whatever the spell is that curses all the enemies on the battlefield, so they're more likely to get afflictions. Yeah, every single unit is cursed. What is that? Oh, Okay, well that's kind of cool. A lot of blade wind, like really a lot of blade wind. This must be for clearing, designed to clear out chaff, but it's not, I would say, being terribly effective. The trolls, it looks like, have been routed. The vine ogres are sort of taking up line duties. It's mainly vine ogres and fire elementals, but there are still a lot of Rephite warriors. And despite not having a powerful bless, Rephite warriors are extremely tough. So it's just kind of a grinding, slugging match right now. Amarapi is getting beaten down, though. He's been crippled. And his fatigue, he's actually fatigued out because of those axes of hate. So Arek Lilum here is doing exactly what he's designed to do, and he has, in fact, killed Amarapi. Both sides kind of grinding down, but those Rephite warriors are just not dying. They just will not die. More wolves still coming in. The wolves are being fought off by the backline defenders here. And that's the big break. That right there, the Enki's Chosen break, despite their morale of 19. And I think that is probably gonna put paid to the Ur's army. Yeah, all the Enki's Chosen just broke. They're all in one big squad. The Mushushus have mostly been paralyzed as well as crippled. Yeah, oof, wow. They've all got a lot of... He's been throwing weapons of sharpness on people, too. Wow. Look at that Mushushu. That poor, poor Mushushu. Oof. But yeah, the Mushushus are out of it. It looks like there are some mages in the front line. And the Hinnom just has too many units left. And their mage corps has hardly been hurt. So that is, as they would say, the whole ball game. Hinnom's troops... Looks like the Vine Ogres are dancing as opposed to doing anything very productive, but Hinnom's troops are now swarming back to murder Ur's mages, where they stand. And the war is over. So, yeah. Hinnom, they lost one of their Melkarts. They lost about half of their Dust Walkers and Dust Warriors. They lost all their Fire Ants, most of their Drakes, all of their Long Dead, only 8 of their Rephite Warriors. They did lose most of their Trolls, and about half their Vine Ogres / Vine Men. Actually took fewer casualties overall, but they lost both of their Banelord Thugs. They lost 3 Mages, and 60 of their Sacreds, plus 11 Mushushus, which are very expensive and difficult to replace, and some regular standard old units. So overall, I would say that was definitely a trade in favor of Hinnom. Because really, at this stage in the game, especially mages are what matters. And all of these, like literally all of these except for the Rephite Warriors, were summons. So yeah, that was definitely a victory for Hinnom. I mean, I'm sorry, yes, a victory for Hinnom. I said that right. Okay, good. Baratos has made Stygian Paths their prophet. How dare they. Has recast Gift of Health. And beyond that, nothing much has really happened. Oh, Funny Guy was attacked by a spine membrane horror and wasted it with the help of his homies. It actually did paralyze him with the Mind Blast, but then he, the Water Elemental and the Vine Men that he summons just rushed it down. So you can see here, he got paralyzed and then he just stayed paralyzed the whole fight. While the spine membrane horror got shanked by his buddies. He would have woken up the next round and started casting spells again. And a horror also attacked Fenric the Sage and killed him. Because he's just a sage, he doesn't have any real defenses. This was probably the Send Lesser Horror spell. And yeah, just... there we go. Goodbye. So, that was turn 75. I'll see you in turn 76 when hopefully Anthrax gets to go kill somebody. But we'll see. It'll be a good time no matter what. Take care.